Hey everybody, good morning. This is Anthony from Syracuse Martial Arts and the Gathering of Sabers. Just again want to do a part 2 video about proper protection in sparring, empty hand and weapon. This is very important. You don't want to subscribe to that macho attitude out there that you need to toughen up and less equipment is better. That can get you seriously injured. Remember, you only have one body in this lifetime, and until they, create cybernetic replacements, for our body, we're stuck with this. This is all you have. And if you go out there and you spar, unprotected and you get hurt, you only have yourself to blame. All right. So listen to these words. You want to make sure you have the right equipment. I'm going to do a quick rundown on some equipment, bare minimum equipment that we use here for both empty hand and weapon sparring. I highly advise you heed our advice. Okay? Again, just because you're skilled doesn't mean you can't get hit, doesn't mean you can't get hurt. All right? So, next. All right, here are some basics that you need. I mean, these are the absolute bare minimum that you need if you want to do any kind of sparring. Okay, you're going to want yourself some shin guards, because, when you're taking kicks, when you're blocking kicks, and so on, and giving kicks, you're going to want to protect your shins and also possibly the top of your foot if you can find good ones like that. I personally like Top Contender. That works for me. You want to get yourself some nice gloves, and I know some people spar with MMA gloves, and I'm not a big fan of that. Again, for me, it's all about safety. These work just fine. Again, sparring is not a competition. It's about, working on the tools, and of course, these, a mask, okay, a sparring helmet. I personally like to keep the cage on because I like to keep my pretty face. But you could take this off and, this will protect you in many ways, protects the side of your head and so on. What you don't see here is the mouth guard and a cup, and that's because I'm not going to show you mine. But these are bare minimum if you want to consistently spar empty hand. Now, in the lightsaber area, move on over here. Okay, you want to get some lacrosse gloves, and you can go the expensive route and pay, a couple of $100 or a little over $100, or you can spend a little bit less and get something like this. I got these at a lacrosse shop right here in the mall, and these were $40. You want something like this at the bare minimum if you're going to spar with Kali sticks, or in our case, lightsabers. All right. Now I got this from the Fencing Authority. And Fencing Authority, I think I got it from them. This is a fencing mask. And you can see that right there. Absolute Fencing, that's who I got it from. Yeah, Absolute Fencing. Size medium for me. You can see I have my name on there, Sith Fu. But this is something you want. Okay, this will protect you against a stick, a fencing foil, and definitely a lightsaber. You do not want to use airsoft masks or airsoft gloves. You do not want to use goggles and a mouth guard when sparring with weapons. They are just not good enough against weapons. Now, as far as the lightsaber stuff, what you're going to want, here's a couple of lightsabers here, is you're going to want a bare minimum of the heavy grade combat ready blades. Okay, you don't want to get the flimsy medium grade. You want something that's going to hold up to the pressure. Okay, these are two Ultra Sabers here, and they have the first one here is a 24-inch. Okay, and then this one here is a 36. For sparring with us, we have a requirement of no more than 36-inch length on the blade, and also, this can be whatever length you want. The one requirement that is super important is we only allow round tips, no bullet tips. I have heard horror stories about people putting bullet tip blades right through chest protectors. Okay, so again, this is the absolute absolute bare minimum if you want to be actively competing and sparring in the gathering of sabers. If you want, you can wear other equipment, of course, a cup, chest protectors, shin guards, forearm guards, elbow pads, knee pads, rib protectors, and so on. Those are all very recommended, but the bare minimum is these right here. Anyway, that's the TGOS public service announcement. Happy sabering.